I need to get the office ready because again, this is where the store is going to be run out of.
Yeah, so remember when I said I was opening a store? Well, I am. But the first step is to get my studio space ready to become a store. So this is what it's currently looking like. I wanted to bring you along behind the scenes and sort of experience this journey with you. So all the holes are patched. We are ready to pick up our paint. As always, headed to Benjamin Moore. And the color of my studio is simply white. I use the Benjamin Moore Aura line, and this is in the finish Eggshell. If you've been here before, you know me, you know the studio, and you know I love a good white painted floor. But you also know it's the bane of my existence to keep white. I'm going to be trying this paint from Benjamin Moore. It's their advanced line. It's really durable. It's got a factory finish smoothness. Lots of people use this for cabinets, doors, trim. I opted to get this in the semi-gloss just so that, the floor is a little bit shinier than the wall. Little added protection this time around, we're also going to use the Benjamin Moore Stays Clear Acrylic Polyurethane. This isn't super exciting to watch be applied because you can't see it, but I can tell you that this feels amazing, and I feel like it's going to keep the dirt out of the little divots in the floor, and hopefully it holds up. First of all, ignore the messy garage, please and thank you. But you guys remember these things that were in the studio. I want to repurpose them. I want to make them look a little bit cooler for the studio. So I've picked up some of this pole wrap. I actually got it while I was in the States because it's like sold out at all the Home Depots in Canada, or at least in Ontario. And I'm going to cover these with this. I think that'll look really nice. So that's sort of what's on today's agenda. And I'll show you what it looks like rolled out. There's a couple different sizes you can get depending on like what you're doing, but okay, so this is what pole wrap looks like. If you cut in these lines, you can just cut it with an X-Acto knife. You don't need a saw. But to cut this way, unfortunately, it's a little bit harder. You can still do it with an X-Acto knife, but I'm probably going to do my cuts this way just on a circular saw because it's going to be easier. But you can cut this way with an X-Acto knife. It just takes a lot more strength. So I'm going to flip it over. This is one of the doors. We're going to need to do two of these. I'm going to just line up the door. I'm just going to take a pencil, trace out our door. We have one more cut to do the other way. So I'm just going to use this drywall T-square. It's really great. You can get a really nice straight cut with it. And I'm just going to line that up perfectly. So my cut is not ending up right on that line, which is not the end of the world, but it does mean that the cutting is a little harder to do. Now I'm just going to take some carpenter's glue, wood glue. Put that on the front of the door. So we're gonna place this on top. You're gonna wanna have a bunch of clamps on hand. So I'm gonna start by lining up this corner and then pressing it into place. Grab a little clamp, clamp that into place. Then I'm just gonna make sure that this top side is all good. So let's go ahead and repeat this on the other door. Okay, so here is one of the cabinets. To do these side pieces, we're going to have to cut about 1.5. So when I say 1.5, I mean 1 as in one of these and then half of it to fit it perfectly. So I'm just sort of holding it up here, making sure it's lined up, and then I'm just gonna mark it on the back so I know where to cut. So I've cut these pieces, easy peasy. These are just gonna go on the side. So all I'm gonna do is get out our wood glue once again, put some here. Again, we are going to nail these into place, but the wood glue just like helps it stick. And then same thing to the other side. Okay, once these have set for about 20 minutes, I'm gonna remove the clamps. I'm gonna use a brad nailer, and in it I'm gonna load 1/2 inch nails, and away we go. Then I'm just gonna take some wood filler. Because these are such small holes, I'm just gonna use my finger and fill in those holes. To seal these up and make sure the grain kind of stands out a little bit more, I'm just taking some of that Stays Clear and using it on this. I had quite a bit left over and just enough to do these doors, so pretty happy about that. Okay, it's the next day. They're dry. So let's take them into the studio. They look so much nicer with a coat of poly. To finish off these cabinets, I had this piece of finished plywood from when I had them when they were white. So I threw this on top, and I quite literally think that this makes it. Without this, it would not be nearly as cool. So I'm so happy that we had it. Look how good this looks. I'm actually so surprised because the top piece that I put on was like from the old cabinets, if you guys remember that. It's just a piece of like finished plywood. This is like red oak, I believe. It's different wood. So, but it looks really good, and it looks so good behind the arch. There's still so much to be done in here, but this is a nice step in the right direction. So I think that's where I'm gonna leave you guys. If you don't know or missed it, this is going to become a store that I've been cooking up. So I'm really quite excited for that. But there still is quite a few, obviously, other things, desks, and got a neon sign. So there's gonna be another vloggy type thing in here. Thanks so much for watching and for bearing with me. Obviously this is the first video I've done since Girly passed, so it's been hard but also nice to have something to do to keep my brain busy. So thank you.